Hi, everybody. Earlier, I had a little bit of a plug there in Spanish, and just in case, this is what I was talking about. Click on Settings, click on Subtitles. Here, you will click on Auto Translate, and then you will see all these languages, idiomas, and then well, Spanish is already up there. What am I kidding? I already did Spanish. So Spanish. And then, so this is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. I think this is really neat. But then you will go on ahead and this is just a test. So now you'll see it's not a perfect translation because again it doesn't necessarily it doesn't necessarily translate I think some of the boxes, but at least the narrator. So this is a topic, I think, something I saw this morning, and I follow this. So again, this is again one of the channels I follow, Modern MBA, and this phenomena. It's about 10 years old. You guys have heard of the whole buy now pay later, the BNPL, the Klarna. There's a ton of them, but I know Klarna is pretty famous. But basically, it's a form of a credit card. So hold on. With a regular credit card, you apply, they give you a limit. You got to pay it off. Interest starts getting tacked on pretty quickly. So there's now a ton of flavors on this, and essentially, this is where it's kind of a spot credit thing. And for example, let's say you want to buy a PS5, you don't have $500 today. You went to Citibank to apply for their credit card. Citibank said you're not going to qualify, but they have a firm, they have Klarna, they have all these guys you can apply, and then on the spot they do some sort of a spot credit check. What you're seeing here is what's called fintechs. You have a financial company, some financial company pairing with the bank, and then they work something out in the background, and then you qualify for this, and then you can get this shipped the next day or two. And then what will happen is depending upon, I guess, how you want to finance it, depending upon how fast you want to pay it, depending upon how soon you want to pay it, depending upon how much you want to pay, then you could pay it, bi-weekly, monthly, weekly, and again, this depends upon whatever service you use. There are a lot of arguments, pros and cons. I know some people have said it is kind of a different flavor of a credit card, and I think it is. But the concern I have, and especially for younger people, Latinos and non-Latinos, millennials and Gen Xers and Gen Yers and everything, is that our generations struggle a little more with credit and inflation and everything. That this probably isn't the smartest thing. If you don't have the money to pay for it, you probably don't want to put it on credit because this is essentially what this is. So again, there's a lot of angles on this. I will put the link to this video again in the here a little bit later in the description. It's kind of long. In fact, it's very long, but again, it's very, very, very detailed. And now the guy's going to go into the accounting. He's going to take a deeper dive for all you accountants, all you finance majors, for all you nerds that like that kind of thing. It goes and he compares them, but you'll see that this is just basically dressed up as another flavor of a credit card. Now, there are articles on here. Here, this is the academic in me. There are articles on this. Let me move the window over just a smidgen. There are articles, that are kind of pro and con on this. And again, it just depends on this. There are academic articles on this. And then, so one of the arguments in here, I'm kind of torn on the argument. I see where it's coming from, but I'm kind of torn on it. Essentially, that the credit card, either you qualify or you don't. And, if your score is less than 700 or something, if you credit for whatever reason, the credit card company's going to shoot you down. There's an argument that these BNPLs, that they somehow kind of open up things. I don't know if I buy that 100%. I think it makes it easier to get in debt because instead of you taking several $1,000s in debt, you bought a PS5 and an Xbox and you got these Nikes and everything, and all these little guys, they add up, and all of a sudden you're essentially in debt a couple of $1,000, which is what a credit card does. And again, there's a lot of angles on this. I would encourage you to read it. Let me move this over again. Hold on. And again, like I said before, I would encourage you. YouTube has a lot of kind of cool things. I'm not sure if you guys are aware. Uh, Google, Firefox, and because this browser is Firefox, but Google has an option in which you can translate docs. You can translate a ton of stuff into Spanish and a ton of other languages. I would encourage you to kind of look into that. If you have questions, feel free to shoot me a message. And again, if you prefer it in Spanish, I can try to get some of this in Spanish. As I said before, Spanish, I am Puerto Riqueño, but obviously here I just want to be honest, that I think I can say this better and enunciate it better in English, and then you can have services that could translate into Spanish. And maybe one day I'm going to go live and I'll try to answer some stuff in Spanish if you guys want. But in any case, just kind of some food for thought. So yeah, thanks. Take care. Have a great night. Bye bye.